Hi, everybody on YouTube. We've been live on Facebook for 6 minutes. That's what happens when you do something new and you change things up. Well, everyone on YouTube, welcome in to Monday Night Live. I'm Jordon Cox. Welcome, guys. Get in here. Hello. Howdy. Wait till the last time, Jordan, to do something different, and you screw it up. Man. Only I could screw something up like that. Anyway, we've got Billy and Mike coming in here in a few minutes to talk to us about their season, their 2025 season, their 2026 season upcoming, how things have been going. Yeah, so if you have any questions, drop them in the chats. Everyone on Facebook already heard this part, so they already heard me. I have you on Facebook. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. There we go. Hey, Don. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah. So the only racing we have to talk about for today was the racing at BAPS, which Billy went and raced in the Brightenstein 14 car. So had a bit of a rough heat, but he ended up finishing second in the feature to Logan Watts. So congrats to Logan on a good race there. Billy held his own, ran second to him. That's it. That's all the racing we have there. So, but we'll talk to Billy a little bit about that. I'm not going to get in too far about that. We got a couple little clips I wanted to show before we get the boys in here. And then we'll go from there. Once they're in and ready to go, we'll slap them in here and get the party started. But for now, if you guys were scrolling through your Facebook feeds like I was the other night and saw the clip of our boy Kyle Larson and Days and Persley getting into it with the Hangtown 100 race, I have the clip here. Hang on one second. Let's pull it up. If you haven't seen it, here you go. You're going to see it for the first time here. Battling for the lead. Looks like they got about, 8 to go. Persley just bad slider on old Larson. That was a rough one. Rough one to watch. Larson gave him a little round of applause, of course, as you do when you get taken out leading the race. Persley ended up going on to win this race. I don't have the clip, but somebody posted the clip, so here's the replay of it. You can see he just hits the inside berm. The car tightens up, and he just drives right inside of Larson, in the side of Kyle. And he screwed up. He screwed up. Bad timing, bad slider, hit the berm, hit the guy on the outside of him, game over. Sent him for a ride. So, but if you saw the video somebody took from the front stretch after the race when Persley got into victory lane, man, did he get booed. Like, I've heard some boos come down on people. But holy moly. People were banging the chairs on the catch fence and stuff. Wild. I wanted to go back and find that clip, but I couldn't. I don't remember who posted it, but I was able to obviously find this from Flo. But yeah, just a bad move by Persley. Made even worse by him going on to win the race and then just get showered in boos afterwards. Larson pretty much summed it up as, it was a bad move. He hit the greasy spot on the bottom, hit the berm, and just drove in the side of me. And that's basically how Kyle described it. So, obviously not happy with the way he was driven there, but happens. And then the last one came from the Flow Racing Night in America, the championship round for the late models. Overton getting into the side of Pierce here, then eventually just kind of driving himself into the wall. You see him just ride off into the turn one wall there and cause a pile up himself. He was not happy with Bobby Pierce afterwards, as you can see in the upcoming replay here, as he does a Tony Stewart helmet toss right into the side of Bobby Pierce. Never really understood the throwing of the helmet. Somebody might have to explain that one to me. Maybe it's just because I know how much helmets cost. I would never throw one at a moving race car. Yeah, and then things got a little dicey in the pits. Overton obviously goes over to express his displeasure with Bobby Pierce. Pierce ended up going on to win, not the race. Jonathan Davenport ended up winning this race. Yeah, these guys got a little bit into it. Everything kind of calmed down. Just a lot of yelling, screaming. But Pierce ended up finishing the race, winning the Flow Racing Night in America Flow Racing Championship they had at all the different tracks. Pierce ended up getting the championship for that, which is what he describes he was really racing for, was just trying to win that, just trying to put himself in a good position to win that championship, not racing Overton bad. I don't really see anything wrong here. I mean, he shut the door a little bit on him, but nothing crazy. Let's see if I can't really rewind it. Yeah, but I mean, you see the damage to the inside of the car, but he didn't do anything crazy. It's Overton was a little too much on that one, but pretty wild. Yeah, I don't get throwing the helmet, man. The helmet's like that shield's broken now. Like, dude, come on. What are you thinking? Right? I don't know. Doesn't do anything to the car. You barely put a scratch in the car. That helmet's done, though. So, I don't know if anyone else has seen the replays on their own, has any comment up, but that's my take on it. I don't really see Pierce really didn't do much wrong there. It's not like Overton. It's not like he was making the pass on Overton and then cut his nose off. Overton was kind of getting a run underneath him. He wasn't there at his door yet, and Pierce was just running his line to the bottom. A little bit of an overreaction as far as I'm concerned. But there's some racing action from this past weekend with the late models, midgets, and yeah, we'll talk about some modified racing here in just a moment when the boys get in here and they're ready to go. What's everybody up to? What do we got going on? I came on here to get this. Realized that there we go. There's that. And we're going to put that right there. What's everybody up to tonight? How are we looking? Did anybody go any of our people here go to BAPS this past weekend? Anybody see the race? Anybody go to any other racing this weekend that was going on? Thank you, Tim. How you doing? We'll ask Billy how the late model was. We'll get into that. Matt, you were there. I saw you were there. Track looked heavy. All right, we've got some people appearing. Man, they've been punctual, as usual. Look at you boys. Wow. All right, I'm not going to mess around showing just my face here. Let's... Hold on. Bear with me here. Hang on to it, boys. Hang on 1 second. Yep, hang on. Yep, I got you. Hang tight. I don't think you did. Unmute yourself there, handsome.
Hold on.
You're good, Bill. Hang on a second.
Well, I'm good. Okay, good.
Yeah, you're good. Hang on. See, this is what I thought might happen. I got to get us all on screen here. Hang tight. But go ahead and you guys can talk. We're on screen, but I gotta fix a few things. But what's up, boys? How we doing?
Live with Jordon Cox on a Monday, straight from the kitchen room of my shop. So,
Just where we expect to see you.
yeah, right. I just changed out of my dirty hoodie and put on a nice Pioneer Pole Building shirt. So it's business on the top, party on the bottom. Probably greasy on the bottom as we were packing spring bearings here tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're still a super busy guy, I see. With the
I'm a steady worker. I am one that steadies 2 to 3 nights a week in the shop, even this time of the year, because I'd rather be steady than be thrashing in February. So just my personality and the way I do things, right? Some people need that time off. I'd rather have that this time of the year where I might be able to sit and maybe BS a little bit for a little bit in the beginning of the shop night at the end of the night, where normally it's like, okay, we got XYZ to do. We talk during it, but there's not a ton of downtime.
yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Did Mike not make it on yet?
No, he's here.
How
He's
comes I
just
can't see him?
he's I can't hear him talk, but he's here.
You can't hear me?
Oh, all right. Little louder?
A little louder?
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm fighting off a little bit of a cold from a few days ago, and I don't have the loudest voice. Plus,
Okay.
MJ sleeping upstairs, so I'm not trying to be too loud. But
We got you.
uh,
We got you.
can you hear me a little better?
Yeah, that's better.
Good.
I don't think he's Mandee Pouch.
That's close enough.
I signed in in Mandy's computer. Uh, we're in the DTU podcast showroom here.
Beautiful. All right, now that I've done my job from a technical standpoint and put all three of us on screen now. So Billy, you're hard at work, still working on race cars. Mike, are you even touching your race cars anytime soon?
Well, I'm very fortunate that my crew, Jacob Powell, Lance Maxon, they've been very hard at work. They've got the cars all cleaned up from Charlotte. They've got the trailers like cleaned out and ready to put away. The engines pulled out. They're in the process, I think, of now trying to get the transmissions and steering boxes that need to go out ready. Um, we we felt like after Charlotte that we kind of had an idea of what those cars and engines were doing and what we need to do with them. We have a plan for what to do going forward. So they got them out right away, and they're getting them ready to go out and get rebuilt and adjusted how we want them. So I'm fortunate that I'm being able to be here and play dad.
You can do the dad stuff. You can do the dad stuff and still have the race car taken care of. You're it's in good hands. I know you're that's the bottom line of what you're trying to say is everything's in good hands. You guys have a
There's
plan.
a lot of stuff going on
Right.
at the shop, and it's in great hands. It's impressive the amount of stuff they've accomplished, and in a short period of time, seems like we just got done racing.
Oh yeah, I mean, you did
So
literally.
things are moving very fast.
Billy, BAPS, how was it?
Just like a second place hero over here, you know. It was good. Just we were second in time trials. Kind of got bogged down in a heat race where Danny Buck just didn't go, and you run something 50 times a year. It's the first time he really just didn't go on a restart. It was funny. I walked over and he's
Should have
like,
ran
"Dude,
him
I
over."
just didn't go." Yeah, he's like, "I just didn't go." I was like, "Well, I tried to avoid you because you try not to start war with. I mean, he's a friend of mine too. Like on the track, you both want to win, right? But
Yeah.
you try not to start war with someone you run 50 races a year with too over a heat race. So you got to pick and choose your battles, right?
Wow, that's a thing.
Um,
That's a thing people do.
yeah.
not only decided to sell the carburetor, but the entire car
Yeah.
after that restart.
Yep.
Yeah,
After that restart, Danny Buck,
Put it
we
up
put
for
him out of
sale.
spec racing. He's
done.
selling his spec. He's selling his whole equipment. It's all online. 24,000. I seen it today. Um, yeah, you can't miss it, right? No, I mean, kind of crazy, right? You kind of look at things, right? Logan Watt was way better than me all day. He ended up winning. I mean, we were second and a half ahead of Danny and 3 seconds behind Logan. So,
Yeah.
kind of weird life, right? God, I can remember going to Big Diamond. He was just born, so your life changes. Kid's got a lot of talent, a lot of future talent behind him. He'll drive way past where I'm at, right?
Going up really fast.
BP, yeah, hopefully BP3 can give him a shout when he gets here. So we're just gonna enjoy the ride. But BAPS is cool, one of my favorite places in the country.
Yeah. Yeah, track seemed pretty heavy too. Which did it stay that way throughout the entire night, or did it slick off towards the end?
Nah, I was flat out the whole night, man. It was
Really?
just it was just never lift. They laid clay last week or two. I don't know if it's right or wrong. They've done it in the past, but
Hmm.
they feel that if you lay clay in October and race on once, it gets settled for next year, which honestly might not be the worst idea. I've seen a lot of places lay clay over the winter and just suck for a month or two, right, Mike? So
Might be something
it
to
just
it.
it was overcast and fast out, and with spec motors, you don't lift for 30 laps, and you talk to it, and you hope you say you talk to it by lap 25, and just say please stay together. But we're fortunate Morgatini built us a good motor, and it stayed together, and we were able to run second.
Seemed like a good big block track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the older I get, there's something about a big block or open motor, Mike. I know what I know there's something about the power behind it, right?
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. But I mean, when the track's more slippery, I think the specs have a great place. They're a lot of fun as well. Just when you're flat to the floor and you don't have any more, it's like,
This is all we got, right?
yeah, it's kind of nothing you can do.
Yeah, exactly. It's different aspects of what it is, right? It's like someone asked me the other day. We're talking like just racing in general. I was like, be honest. I don't know if I'll ever be it, and it's not knocking anybody, Jordan, not that way. But I just once you drive like a big block or something like that, it'll be tough for me to ever drive like a crate motor fashion. Um, it's just the power you have behind it is unbelievable. Now racing's racing. I'll probably race a wheelbarrow, so I should never say that, but it's different aspects of what it is and the power to weight ratio.
Yeah, I imagine. I can only imagine. Anyway, 2025. We'll go with you, Mike. Give us just give me a highlight of your 2025 season. What do you think was, and you don't have to mention MJ. We all know that was the bright spot of 2025. We'll go to just racing. We'll stick with that for now. Your racing 2025 season. We don't need an overview, but just give me a highlight of the season. Something maybe you're really proud of when it comes to 2025.
I think I'm proud of the entire thing, and it's kind of rounded up very simply in that we were very competitive to start with, and we did get some small block wins right away.
Yeah.
So we got on a stretch where we were uh, doing well at our weekly tracks, and got ourselves deep in the handicap there at Malta and stuff, and we're fighting through the whole season and ended up with the championship. So that's awesome. And then the uh, after we brought out Journey, that car kind of just turned our whole season around, along with at the same time, miraculously, MJ was born, and Jacob and Lance kind of like took over at the shop. My dad started chipping in a little more and helping out some, and just all together, I feel like our season really picked up at that point, and that to me was the highlight of the season.
Right.
It means the world to me that uh, things went in a positive direction, just in so many ways. Uh, and then, just had a great year, just all the wins we had were all awesome and in different ways. And it was a lot of fun getting through it.
I like that. That's a good answer. Billy, same question.
Um, just how far things come, right? Started last year with my own team. We only won 3 last year. This year we won 7 races in the modified of my own deal, right? So everything I've done in my life is 2-year cycles. So this pumps me for the next 2-year cycle, right? Of you're only going to get better. From the sounds of it, we're retaining all personnel and sponsorship for next year. So that gives me a big outside into that. The year before, with the 14, we had everything go our way. And this year we just ran 3 seconds, right? Like out of 10 races. Last year we won 4 out of 10. It was just that close type of year. But any win's a big win. I don't care if there's 10 cars or 50 cars. A win's the still passionate about what it is. It's who you do it with and how much fun you have along the way. And that's the whole principle of 2025. Some of the best laughs I had this year weren't even in victory lane. And that to me is what it's about. I do this to win. I do this for the people, for the fans, but I also want to have a good time. And I'm blessed to be able to do that.
Hell yeah, man. Um, a look ahead to next year, 2026. You don't have to give away any secrets or anything like that unless you want to make some kind of big splashes as we talk about this season upcoming. What we're looking forward to going into 2026, what the plans are. Back to you, Mike. What are we looking at for 2026?
Kind of rolling off of what Billy said there. Same sponsors, same crew, uh, and same tracks. Kind of like we're rolling into next year with a lot of momentum. So the
Right.
exciting part is that we know what we're doing. It's not a big question. We don't have to figure a lot of things out. It's mainly just make sure that our equipment is up to date, fresh, and ready to rip. Um, Both me and my guys will take a little bit of time off here and there throughout the off season, and so that we're fresh and ready to race next year, and just going to go into the year with a lot of excitement. There's a lot of good things to be looking forward to. A couple new events on the Super Dirt Car Series. Um, things, small things are changing at the tracks that we race at. Nothing serious, but just really looking forward to dialing in. We won 10 races this year. Let's go for 15 next year. Let's try and just continue to get better and improve, and uh, just go off of what we did this year and keep it rolling.
Right. Why can't the goal be like you said? Why can't the goal be 15 wins? That'd be awesome.
Well,
And
if it was
damn,
our first,
and
if it
damn,
was our
dude.
first year, like with new sponsors and a new team and things like that, it'd be really hard to set the goal that high. But things are rolling,
Yeah.
and you kind of know the direction that they're going when you have a stable environment, and that really helps us to keep it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've earned it. Just know that you've earned it from the outside looking in, man. That's pretty awesome. Um, Bill, 2026. What are we looking at, bud?
Ooh, so retaining all similar things, but being truthfully said, I've got 2 years on Mike. It's the first years I'm maybe even contemplating just running when I really want to race, right? Like we'll probably race most, but whether I need a Saturday night home track or we pick and choose when we gotta go, I'm starting to transition into doing more of where I want to race and not have to race, right? Had a conversation with the guys. I actually told everyone what's on my mind, and I'll tell everyone what's on my mind right now, right? Um, I want to do more of what we enjoyed, and what we didn't enjoy, we just don't do again. That's the true blessing of where my position is, where maybe it's a little different than Mike, and there's different aspects to everything. I can kind of live and do with it, right? We're going to Volusia. I love Volusia. It's my favorite. Some people don't like it, but I like doing that trip, right? We'll come back, we'll go
Yeah.
to Port Royal, and then from there we'll pick and choose what we want, right? The option to drive the late models there a little more than likely, I'll race more Saturday nights than not. We are racers. We're not very good at taking time off, but just want to get better at going to places that we didn't really enjoy as a team this year, as teams in general, and just not doing that in 2026. That's the only thing I can really honestly say. But I will race a lot of races, probably way more than I should, and have a lot of fun along the way because pretty much everyone's coming back, and we're gonna go play some about 5 or 6 late model races, run the speedster,
Really?
run the modifieds, run the 14. Got to run for the Palmers again. So as you can tell, that's a lot of stuff going on. So it's just the generic of whether you want to do the normal routine every week or not. That's the only question I've had, and that can be answered down the road, and doesn't really need to be answered till April 7th. So I've got a long winter, and a great bunch of people behind me. And goal number one is, God, I was close to winning a Gator last year. I won a Gator in Florida. And we're going to roll from there.
I love it. I also love how there was a little bit of contradiction in there. You're
right.
I love it. No,
in my mind, it's the first time it's just whether I need to or not, right? Like
right.
You get to a certain point in life and there's no one holding nothing to your head, right?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
As much as I want to see every racetrack survive, you can't be at everything. And I gotta get that away from it, right? Like, I'm not gonna make or break. If something fails, it's not because Billy Pauch wasn't there. It's just because I can't do it all.
Mm-hmm.
And when you sit and look at things from an overall perspective, it's you just got to decide what makes sense and what doesn't, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to take time away from your family, time away from everything else to do what you passionately enjoy, you want to make sure you enjoy it.
So are you saying that you're not picking a Saturday night racetrack right now? Is that what I heard in there?
I'm not even saying I'm going to do a Saturday night racetrack,
okay.
right?
Right.
I mean, I've told everyone, I've gone from Todd to Shane to your dad to everyone. That's what's on my mind. I'm not saying we might not commit to something, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's ultimately for us with a different spot, right? It's tough working on cars after work every single day, running 2 nights a week out of the same shop. It's tiring.
Yeah.
We all do it. And if you haven't told, we have an awesome crew. Probably I'm not going to jinx anyone. I've had great crews, but probably one of the best dedicated surrounding situations I've ever had in my career for that. So that drives me longer in my life. And when that dedication's surviving around me and people around me stops, then it might be the time for me to slow down in life, right? Not slow down, just rearrange it. But right now, that's what keeps me driving, right?
Yeah, no, and that's a great philosophy to just, like you were saying earlier on, it's about what you and the guys had fun doing, the places you had fun going to. Avoid the places and the races and the things that you didn't have fun and didn't enjoy, and just go from there. And starting it off, going to Volusia with the goal of getting a Gator, that's badass and awesome. I can't wait to watch you do that, because that's going to be a lot of fun, and I know you boys are going to have a lot of fun doing that. So, and then like you said, when you get back and do Port Royal, and then let all the other stuff kind of file in as the year goes on.
It's good when you have your own control. I'm blessed to say I have the people behind me to do it, and just thankful for that, right? It's a whirlwind, and some of the best stories from the year weren't at the racetrack, and when you get around people with those type of stories are what really makes the laughs and why you do it, right? Even though we all do it to win, there's that addiction, but there's other parts to racing that people seem to forget.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and it's like I said, you're in a position where you kind of drive, you're in total control of what you're doing in your career, and that's great.
Don't ever let Billy Pauch in charge of booking hotel rooms. That's the answer tonight.
I mean, listen,
That's the answer of tonight of some of my good
Oh,
laughs and some of my stories from the year. If you guys had a camera, if they'd ever figure out how to videotape in my camera on the way home from races, you'd hear a lot of me looking over at the guys in the truck going, "All right, we're not doing that again next year. Like this is off of our list." And
man,
they're
you
all
just
like, "Yeah, you're probably right here." So we're gonna. I've got a memory of all that times I've done that this year, and that's what I'm gonna base it off of.
man, I could have told you that beforehand. I would have guessed that you probably weren't the best at booking hotels.
Yeah, squeaky wheel or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it there. So it's all good. Don't worry. Don't worry, crew. I got a house for Florida. We're good.
Yeah, you better be treating them. You better be treating them to a good Florida
Oh yeah,
experience.
trust me. That one's a very nice place. I don't slack on that one.
My experience, if an Airbnb experience with the Billy Pouch team is a hell of a lot of fun. Hotel wise, we ended up in some weird dives and more currently he's figured it out that there's some nicer ones to stay at.
We're getting a little bit better. So one year when we might have been younger, pre Mike being married, we bought a mannequin at a store and we had her outside waving to every boat that went by in Florida one year. We got a lot of beeps. Some good interesting stories from from the road. So
That was hilarious.
We got to
It
keep it
became
as
tradition.
PG-13 as we can here, Bill. So
well, that's
don't
all I said was a mannequin. I
yeah,
didn't go any
just, you
further,
know,
guys.
yeah,
I
don't
didn't want to.
tell
I
anybody
didn't
where
say
the
that.
mannequin ended up at night.
Nope, no one. Nah, nothing like that.
Um, Mike, what's the first race for you in 26?
I I haven't
Do we
really
know?
seen the schedule yet.
Okay.
I think schedules come out around PRI often.
Yeah.
I'm sure people kind of start leaking them out here shortly, but I think this year our first race was at Port Royal. That's an early one in March.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we've considered Volusia up and down, but it always kind of is like revolving around, do we feel like we have a Volusia motor package that's gonna win us races when we go down there? And
Right.
that's kind of up in the air at this point too. We got to wait and see, like if something comes together in the next couple of months so that we're ready for that. Um, but our car for Port Royal's all ready to go, and um, we got shortly after that we'll get into our other stuff. So yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see what the schedule comes out to be.
Gotcha. How'd you like the new helmet?
It was neat. I've been wearing a Simpson helmet for years and years, and I've had anything from a Voyager to a Vudo to all these different types of them. Um, and it's just so different with that center clip
Right.
that I found myself, it was a very comfortable helmet, but I found myself when I'm used to taking my finger, so I'm steering with my left hand and I take my finger and I wipe it. I don't use a tear off every time because I try to conserve them. And as I go like this, I'm hitting the clip
Yeah.
every time. And I'm going, oh no. And I had to relearn how to wipe my shield, which is weird, because these are the types of things that you do when you're racing without thinking about it.
Right.
And I had to actually, as I'm driving, I was thinking, okay, I got to turn my hand and go like this because it's something you do, pretty quickly. You're driving,
Mhm.
and you're back to driving, and um, I don't know. It was something to get used to, but I really liked. Didn't fog up, and it was very comfortable and extremely light. It weighs about nothing, so yeah, I'll probably get used to it as I wear it more.
Yeah.
Best thing I took away from that is I'm not the only one that conserves tear-offs. I've
I've
never heard him
I've
actually
seen you
say that
usually
because
put
I'm
like
always like, am I
three
being
on.
too conservative with being cheap on tear-offs? Because they're expensive, y'all, nowadays, right? You laugh
Right.
at what we spend on tear-offs.
Wipe as long as you can. You
They're a
go,
lot
you
of
wipe until you can't wipe anymore. Come
they're a
on.
lot of money, and you're just throwing them away.
Yep.
Here you go.
Literally. Out the window so they can get stuck on the windshield of the or the rock screen of the guy behind you.
The next guy.
Ask Adam about that one. The rogue tear off.
Road tear-off.
All right, from we got Donald on Facebook who asked, this is a question for both of you guys. Billy, how does it feel going up north and driving those tracks compared to your home tracks down here? And then the same for Mike coming from up north and racing at the tracks down here. We'll start with Billy.
Anymore, I pick and choose what makes sense, right? It's a different style of racing. I like a little bit of chasing moisture in tracks where those tracks don't like them too much. Um, except for Albany. That's one of the reasons I like going to Albany. Brewerton, Fonda, some of the places that throw a little moisture in there. It doesn't have to be heavy, just a little bit of character to it. I personally think they're the tracks that get good crowds, but I'm not going to go on record and get thrown eggs at. So, but it's a challenge. Kind of pick and choose. Honestly, anymore, guys, it's so tough to leave my area, right? Like I can run for 2,500, 3,000 down here within 3 hours. Why am I going any further than that to go race, right? And that sucks because I love going to New York. I'll probably go a couple times, and I would like to get better, but I don't know. Different aspects, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like there's severe differences in the racetracks themselves. And I think we've talked about that before, like the different clay and everything. But something that I just thought popped in my head is the first few times I went down south to race, uh, I noticed that like the guys I was racing for were like, hey, you got this guy in your heat race, he starts here, and this guy starts here, and he's gonna do this. And uh, I noticed that there was a lot of like paying attention to who is where and what they're going to do because they have like really particular characteristics. Whereas a lot of like when I race on the dirt series, I don't necessarily like care who's next to me. They all seem kind of similar. There's definitely a few that stand out or whatever, but I feel like I just remember a time like showing up to Grandview for the Freedom 76 and they're like, okay, you got this guy, he's gonna do this guy on the outside is gonna do that, and you like really studied who's starting where and what you
Yeah.
think is going to happen before it even starts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't know any other way to race. Honestly, that's I don't know. Is that just an us thing down here?
I think that's just an us thing here.
I
Really?
think it
Maybe.
is, and that's something that I noticed from racing at
And
some different tracks.
he's picked up that too a little bit, right? So I went to Albany this summer, and Mike's like, "This guy's gonna do this, and this guy's gonna do that." I'm like, "You're
Yeah.
becoming
Yeah,
a Southerner."
yeah, it's starting to learn a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
don't
cool
know.
being
That's
at the same track every week too.
right.
When you're at the same track every week, you kind of learn what the characteristics of the drivers you're racing
Yeah.
against. Um,
But I would have thought like you bringing up the Super Dirt series, I would have thought something like that would be like an example of that for you, like racing against the same,
those
group
guys
of
just keep
guys.
continually surprising me. Uh,
Okay.
I mean, look at years ago, you would say that like Matt Shepard always runs the bottom and wins races always on the bottom, but how many times has he been winning races on the top now? And same thing with uh, I don't know, Tim Sears or just I don't know. The list goes on. And okay, Peter Britton's always on the outside, but he's been finding a lot of different grooves and different things. I don't know. You just kind of like you see that people are just kind of growing and adapting, and I've kind of thrown that out the window now. You kind of got to read and react anymore. You're not guessing what the guys are
Right.
going to do.
Okay. Hey, that's the opposite of that is just read and adapt. So that style, I guess. North to south, boys. I
But
didn't
same
realize.
thing.
North versus
I
south.
don't.
Same thing. When Billy goes down to Volusia, I would say that if the track has a little bit of character, you might be able to guess what the guys are going to do more. It goes along with some of that character. I
Okay.
feel like, the track's slick and smooth. You're not going to have some guy bouncing in a hole and coming into the side of you. And, you're, but if it's got some of that character, you might have to look out for this guy going this way or whatever. Or maybe this guy isn't going to be when it's like a really treacherous cushion. Maybe you might be the only one that's willing to go up there and this guy isn't going to.
Exactly.
Different things like
Interesting.
that to look at.
Interesting. Interesting. I like this. This is fun. I like this. Um, All right. This is a really good question. This comes from Joe Coy over on YouTube. Uh, for both of you, what have well, I'll just go with the question. We'll obviously kind of get into our own part of it, but what have you learned from the Stuart Friesen and Tyler Seary accidents? Are you doing anything different to improve your cars to reduce more serious injury?
Go ahead, Mike.
So I personally wasn't able to see either car, and that's I think they try to like cover them up for multiple reasons and whatnot. So I wasn't able to really analyze what happened to those cars or why the drivers got injured. It's very unfortunate because I feel like for years the modifieds have had like strings of years where nobody got hurt,
Yeah.
and they seem like a really safe race car. But then when you have things like that happen, it's time to revisit and look at what we can do. I think some of the manufacturers and people have actually been able to take a closer look. I would love to see some photos or something so that I could analyze it a little bit. The only thing that just kind of sticks out to me is that I feel like there used to be a bar behind the seat that connected the two sides of the car, and that doesn't exist anymore because it's not mandatory. And I feel like that's something that could not only keep the rear end from crashing into the seat, but also keep the two sides of the car from collapsing on the driver. And also that the seat belts, the lap belts, are posted to those two back corners. Um, and if those move, now you could potentially, crush the driver's hips because you have the seatbelt post moving. So you kind of need to really secure that. And I think they've looked at some different ideas on how to do it, but in my opinion, I feel like they're kind of trying to do it without sacrificing any performance. And a lot of the performance is in the flex of the car, and
Yeah.
they're never going to make safety a priority unless there's a rule that mandates it, right? So I feel like that's kind of like the holdup. Somebody's got to make it say like this has to be done or something like that. But
Right.
right now we're racing kind of like the bottoms of these cars are kind of flexible, and it's part of what makes them fast or makes them hook up and get traction. And kind of everybody's really on the same 99% of the field's on the same type of car and doing the same same deal. So it's kind of if we continue to see uh, anything like that happen, I guess you just gotta revisit it and see what we can do.
Go ahead, Billy.
So my understanding of a lot of it, and I don't know Tyler's series as well as I know Stewart's, right? The seat bar broke on the initial impact, and when he got hit second half, the seat was pretty much just freestyle, right? And that's the start that I know they started looking at. Any big nail? No, I can't answer the other ones that come out. There's an extra crossbar on my new car that was built to help that not break in the future. And they've also stiffened up around the cages. They made a mandatory on that. I know they do a rules meeting for dirt modifieds coming up. Unfortunately, I never realized, and this is something that honestly I've never thought about until a little bit ago with all these, is someone told me NASCAR actually mounts their seatbelts to their seats and not to the frame. So if it melts, I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know what happens if the seat breaks out of the bolts break, right? Like where do you go then?
So
Is
there was a
there a
new
different?
seat. There was a new, not to sorry to interrupt, but there was a
No,
new
you're
seat
fine.
at Charlotte, and at one of the manufacturer booths, they had a seat where the seat belts molted or bolted to the seat, and it
So
and it
that
interested me because okay, now if those bars move, now the
well, that's the catch. But what happens if your seat bolts break, right? Like, there's
yeah. So my thought was, do you keep a lap belt going through the seat that doesn't go over your lap and bolt that to the frame, just
That's a
for
good idea
safety,
too.
and then continue to bolt from the seat to your lap,
Right.
so that you have the lap belt bolted to the seat, and then another belt hold, like just almost like the tethers that hold the axles in the car and on a sprint car,
Right. On sprint cars.
just something there to keep it from coming out, I guess.
Hmm.
There's a lot of, I guess there's ideas out there that people are pursuing, but I think they need to be tested and
Well, yeah, just like with anything safety that's new, it's going to need time to be tested and see if see what's an improvement, what actually works. Billy, I didn't know if you had more to add to what you were
Nope.
talking about.
I am good with where you were going, right?
Okay.
That was just my take back and feedback on it. Always good questions.
Okay. Yeah, keep them coming here, guys. We got a few more minutes here. Let me see if I can find. Well, Bill, your sister asked what you thought of the experience of going back and forth between the modified and the late model at Georgetown.
Oh God, that was like bouncing my head going crazy there for a while there. That was in and out. I'd like to do what I just drove a late model on the night, and I had some time to figure it out because they're a wild car and just awesome on that. The problem was it just kind of messed my feel up a little bit. Like I got out of the late model, thought the modified was slow, and then I thought I was spinning wheels in the late model because the late model spins 9,200, where we only spin 8,200. Probably if I would have drove it before, I would have been felt a little bit better about it. But just a lot of bouncing back and forth and a lot of controlled chaos. But it was just a really neat experience. I hope to do again, and something that just lights another fire under your flame.
So we're doing. You said you're doing more this year.
Yeah, I can do about 5 shows next year with it. Hopefully, we're gonna sit down and figure it out and try to
Okay.
incorporate that into the schedule. So then I can see if I get better. Right? I watched Sprint Car Saturday at BAPS. Realized I'm just past that point in my career.
Yeah.
Honestly, flying out there and just don't feel that. So this was just another aspect, right? And not giving a modified, not changing that control, but just adding something new to it and a little fun to it, right? And maybe if I get the right context, it'll put BP3 in a better spot to be a late model driver than a
Oh,
modified
there we
driver.
go. There we go. There we go. We got to break into the late model world. Mike, is that something that's on your radar at any point?
It's I have no
Not to put you on
no
the spot. Sorry, buddy.
no, no, I've got nothing towards the any different car than a modified at this moment. I guess if our team decided we wanted to buy one and go race it, it'd be a lot of fun. I think I would enjoy it. It'd be cool to, I mean, it seems like they race for a lot of money. So I guess if you can go out there and you can get really good at it, it's something that would be fun to pursue. At the same time, I feel like um, I'm still working to get better in the car that I'm in, and I just want to focus on that right now, I guess. And um, I don't know. I guess it's hard to say that I wouldn't want to do it because it seems like again there's a lot of focus on sprint cars and late models right now. I'd love to bring the modifieds to that level, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot harder to do than to just go out and buy the car.
Yeah.
Charlie, when you get the checkbook, right? Mike went for a checkbook, a new Longhorn. We can have dig shocks on it, not Bilstein, but Longhorn with dig.
Yeah, there you go. We could do that.
There you go. Billy, you're the only one with any racing left. Turkey Derby. What do we got going on?
Yeah, it's all good. Driving a speedster down there, well, for Turkey Derby. I saw Ralph. We won the speedster championship at Kutztown. He'd asked me about it a while ago, and actually, I'm going to blame my dad and Ralph for. It'll be fun. It'll be an experience, but it's probably the only track in New Jersey we've never won at. We never really raced there, any of the Pauch families. So, if I can win it, even with it being a speedster a lot night, if we could add the Pauch name to the wall, would just be kind of cool. Then we could say we've won at pretty much every track in New Jersey, dating back into Atlantic City Speedway, which closed in 1976. So I don't think that's going to happen again. So at least we can add our name to another track. So it's kind of cool.
That'd be cool.
Would like to have my history to it, right? That's kind of the history. And it's kind of like a Jersey short tradition. I don't know if anybody's been. It's something we do up here.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That'd be pretty cool to just check that off the list of
Won a few things, right? Just kind of neat, right?
there's
Won Atlantic City, my dad did. I won
right.
Trenton. He won. We won Bridgeport, obviously. Windsor, Flemington, New Egypt. Um, I don't know really what else there was in Jersey tracks besides that. So besides the road courses, we don't do road courses very well down there, at Thunderbolt. But the rest of
Right.
it, that's where we kind of stayed with.
That'd be cool to add that name, your name to that list. That'd be pretty sweet. Guys, just a lot of messages of people loving the two of you. They want to see
Give us a hard one. Someone's got to give us a hard one.
they want to see a match race between the two of you. I know that.
We get plenty of them. There's so many times through the year that we get put in the same heat race. It's like,
Yeah.
I feel like we see it over and over again.
I mean,
Look back through the videos and find them.
Right.
I know, right? I say we just do a GoPro live from SNS Speedway. We'll do a match race there.
There we go.
We'll put BP3 out there, and $20 he beats us both because he's lighter.
Well, yeah. Yeah. He's got the weight break. Come on now.
I know, right? The only thing the kid's figured it out, but he still can't get a back bumper off his car, right, Mike?
He worked at it tonight. I think.
But he got it.
Let's see. People want to see you both run the 200 next year at Fulton, both of you. Let's see.
So the only thing I can bide with that, right, is so people that ask about that, is every year I get the same thing. We actually had a conversation this morning with the guy that builds my motors about taking one of our motors and making it a dirt legal spec. So I'm inching closer to maybe doing that 1 year again.
Okay. All right. Listen, we're not no pressure here, guys. All right.
No, I should do it. I really should. I don't know why. That's
yeah.
So I have the 6er I want to win, and Mike has the Fulton 200. So one of these years we'll get it. Just those things that haunt you in life.
Need a few people to get keep you out of the fence to maybe have a better shot at a 6er.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to turn a new leaf into 2026.
Mac, I can't ask that question, even though I would like to. If Mike wants to look at the YouTube chat, that's a good question, but he's not gonna answer it on stream. Let's see. Guys, listen. Yeah, there's some good questions here, guys. You did a great job throwing some questions in here and helping me out. We pretty much answered or covered most of this stuff as we were going through some other stuff. Listen, like I said, guys, a lot of well wishes and good lucks from everybody on here. Yeah, we got happy Thanksgivings, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Brendan, maybe Super Dirt Car at BAPS. Yeah, maybe.
I want to do Mansfield, Ohio. That's I seen
Mansfield's back. You're right.
I ran there in 2008 in an asphalt modified, so we're going old school on that.
Yeah, it's back.
Yeah, I was back when Uncle Clyde was my crew chief. Wow, the world circles in a circle here. So
yeah, no comment.
Let's have some fun, y'all. Right? Like, as much and as serious as this gets on a day-to-day basis, so we hope. On behalf of me and Mike. Go ahead,
Billy.
George,
I do have one more, and we'll end with this. Maybe Mike will chime in on it because I did want to ask this because it was a good question earlier on, but I ended up kind of scrolling past it. What made you decide to post your infamous post now from a few weeks ago? What was the driving force behind that? Here you go.
I know, right? So I think I couldn't believe I could. Someone told me I hold the credibility to blow up the internet once in a while, and I respect that to an extent. But 70 races this year. No, I don't think I raced 70, but I was at 70 counting my sons, right? You see a lot of things and people see a lot of different aspects of the sport, right? The attention span is true. This isn't the 90s or 80s where people sat all day to watch a race. Unfortunately, that generation is passing. We need to cater to the newer generation. Racetracks put on big races, y'all, and think that because they're going to pay $10,000 to win, drivers can afford to pay the motel bills to stay down there for a qualifier for 2 nights. That doesn't work. I see it in the crates. I see it in the modifieds. Then tracks wonder why they only get 27, 30 cars for 4,000 and 5,000 wins crate show or a 10,000 win modified show. One day, for the right purse is what we're all looking for. We're competing for time, value, and our livelihood of what it is. No matter what they say, no matter what it is, believe me or not, when a racetrack says they're going to save you money, they cost you money. That I think is given, right? We're all going to find another way to spend it. Unless you go blue collar Crown Vic racing, you're not going to save the racer money, unfortunately, because someone's always going to spend it. It's how much time and value is in there. And I just felt passionate about what it is because I see it on a daily basis. Races that you think people should show up for 10,000 to win, they get more cars for 2,000 to win. It's people do what they want to do. Our lives are changing. The internet, your phones have changed who we are and who it is. And tracks that don't understand that and cater to it are going to fail. And in my book of it is, I still want to see everyone succeed at what it is.
Yeah. And I went through my portion of it, and I agreed. Obviously, I agree. I don't think I disagreed with anything you said. Mike, did you have any points on what Billy had said from a few weeks ago?
There's a lot of truth to that, and I think that some of the tracks that have been fortunate enough to be under the same ownership and continually have some big marquee events. Those events have stayed successful through the years because people can continually mark them on their calendar year after year, and it's easy to get people to come back. They also do a good job of making those events a bigger and bigger show each year by you know, keeping the show fast and exciting because each year they're able to refine it a little bit. I think that some of what Billy's saying is like somebody just throws in a random, hey, this is a lot of money to win, and you got to be here for 2 or 3 days to win it.
Right.
It's just hard for people to jump on board with that last minute. But when you continually do it every year, and it's become like a staple that we do every time, it's easier. However, we're losing some of those big events, maybe due to lack of support, or maybe just like changing of hands or whatever. And so they need your support to keep going. But he also mentioned that one person can't, like, I can't be the guy to save it like by myself. So everybody's got to kind of band together to make it big. And I do think it's cool that we're going to Mansfield. It's nice to see the series expand to some new tracks. They keep trying to get us to go to Atomic, which was a cool idea, but we keep raining out. But I do think that it'll help our sport to kind of branch out and get in front of some different fans, and then hopefully bring those fans back into our local tracks as well, whether it be on the streaming or if they, I've had a number of fans this year tell me, hey, I came all the way from the other side of the country to come watch you race because I watched DTU, and that is so special to me that this channel is doing a great job of bringing in new fans as well. So hats off to you, Jordan, Mandee, all of our videographers that are bringing this content to life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I loved what you said, but I know, Jordan, you're going to close out, but I'm going to close out my part with what I was thinking here, right?
Hit us.
2026, right? So there's a reason you guys have done an awesome job. I'm just on this camera, right? They let me talk in front of y'all for this, and barely. I don't know why they even let me go, y'all, to be honest with you. Some people love me, some people whatever. It's that point in my life. But there's a reason I can't go to dinner. I can't go to Tennessee. I can't go anywhere without being said, hey, I see you. But if I had $1 for everyone that has said that knows who I am or knows who it is from social, from YouTube, but hasn't been to a race in 5 years, I'd be rich. Take a shot, show up for one a year. I don't care. Everyone that has, you can be a critic of something as long as you support that something. Don't be a critic if you can't support it. That's all I ask. That's all I bless. I have no problem if I see you at a race and you tell me, hey, you suck on this channel. I can handle it because you're spending your money at the racetrack. But if you come to me and say, hey, you suck at this, but you don't come support what we love and passionately really are doing to bless this sport, that's when I take it to heart. So as we look 2026, take a challenge, take it out. I am with Mike. Just really cool. I'm just a small town guy. We ain't hunt the front. We ain't none of this, but we made a nice little gig out of this with the YouTube and everything. You guys are awesome to follow along. The people that come from across the country just amaze me. Never thought my kid would be more famous than me or Mike. So which is really cool. So thank you all. That's me before one more race. I'll let Jordan kick the rest of it, but I just wanted to get that off while I was on YouTube Live or Monday Night Live, just to where it is.
You did great, bud. I appreciate it. And I know everybody that came in here appreciated it. Like I said, the comments have been filing in with, everyone just well wishes for you guys and appreciating you coming on here. I appreciate both of you for taking man, we almost did it. I had an 8:30 window and I missed it. But listen, we got to do this more often. This is why we run over time, because, I get to see these guys very rarely now. We all got kids. These guys are racing here and racing there. I barely see Billy at the racetrack, even when we're at the same racetrack. So my dad sees him more often now. But this is what happens when we get some racers together and we start BSing and going. So we did a good job. I think Mandee will allow me a 10-minute window of grace here. If not, oh well.
Oh well. Let's kick it off in 2026, Jordan. If we do it again, have us on to start the year. But thank you for that, buddy.
Hell yeah. Billy, thank you. Michael, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of your night, all right?
Thank you very much
Thank you,
for
guys.
having us. See you next time.
You got it, guys. All right. That was Billy Pauch Jr. and Mike Mahaney on Monday Night Live here on Dirt Track Untold. Guys, again, I appreciate everybody that came in, stopped in, gave us some questions. You helped me out. I mean, obviously, we could have sat here and BS'd all night. I had plenty going on. Jim, yes, we were talking about Volusia because Billy's going to Volusia. Wally, will you let everyone know when you have a show during the off season? Yes, guys, we're gonna. I don't know what the future holds for the show. If you enjoyed it, let us know. Shoot a comment in here. On a Facebook post or whatever, just let us know that you enjoyed what we had going on this year. I know a lot of it is just me kind of rambling on each week, but I would love to get the guys, maybe even get Mandee in here, one of these times. But everybody's got a lot of racing and a lot of things to do during the season, but we just try to keep up and keep you guys updated on what's going on with Billy, Mike, Mandee, BP3, what the racing is going on. And tried my best to balance that with also giving you the content from the rest of the racing world as well. Will that shift into something different? Maybe. Will it continue to be a live stream? Maybe. This is stuff that we're going to probably go over the next little bit of time here. We're going to take some time off with the holidays coming up. Obviously with the lack of racing, because the racing season is basically over. So there's not going to be a whole lot to talk about, but we've got, I would love to keep doing this and keep doing something with you guys. I appreciate all the Mondays that we've gotten to, come on here and BS and have a good time and talk racing, man. I can sit here and talk racing with anybody at any time for any amount of time. So I enjoy doing it. Hopefully we get to keep doing it going into the future here, but we are going to take some time. At the very least, we're just going to take some time off here in the off season, but maybe we'll throw some random shows in here just to kind of catch up with everybody. That's what I would love to do. Why is that hidden? I'm going to unhide that. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Guys, let's see. I got my normal spiel that I got to do. If you want more, from the Dirt Track Untold team, you can join Club DTU on Patreon. That's where you get some more behind the scenes access. You're going to get early access to any of the things and any of the vlogs and any of the videos that are going to be coming out in the off season. You're going to get first access to that. Same with the merch that comes out. You get first access to merch, behind the scenes, everything. Join Club DTU on Patreon. There's the QR code. I had that up during our interview as well. Speaking of merch, dirttrackuntold.com for your Dirt Track Untold merch, like the one I'm wearing right now, like the shirt I'm wearing right now. You can get your Billy Pauch Jr. and BP3 merch over on BobHilbertSportswear.com, and MikeMahaneyRacing.com has Mike Mahaney merch. Check all that stuff out. I'm out of breath. I'm trying to get this all in before I get in trouble for running overtime. Again, ladies and gents, I really appreciate the time tonight. Thank you to Mandee. Thank you to Mike. Thank you to Billy for the time tonight. Providing something awesome for you guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. That's going to be it for tonight and for a little bit of the future here. I appreciate you all for hanging out and taking some time on your Monday night to talk some racing with us. Enjoy the rest of your night. And guys, when we get racing again, like we were just talking about, get to the racetrack. Take a friend, take somebody with you, and let's support our local racetracks and support our sport here in the future. If I don't see you before then, enjoy the holiday season. Happy holidays coming up here, and I hope to see you again soon. Good night, everybody.